and welcome back to Digital Trends Live. I'm Greg Nibbler, and again, thanks for joining us wherever you are. We appreciate it. We broadcast live here every single weekday, so hit that subscribe button and join the show for the conversations we get to have. And certainly something that's affected everything is, well, there's a pandemic going on. I think we all know that, but that's changed up how a lot of things work, and that includes how creators and entertainers create their art and what they're doing. And we're going to talk about that in part right now because we've got actor, singer, songwriter Jesse McCartney joining us. Jesse, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks a lot, Jake. How are you, man?
Doing good. I'm Greg, but you did talk to Jake. But let's go on. It's all good. Jake's going to cut that out for himself. So let's go to this. Let's talk about your new video that just came out. So it's called Friends, and this is something that you were able to put out here during all this going on. Talk about the production of this and what it's like putting out songs and albums during quarantine.
Yeah, well, it's certainly a new experience for everyone, I think, in the music industry, right? And this was yet another hurdle for us. Unfortunately, and fortunately, I guess you could say, for me, I had just finished my album at the beginning of this year. I was all psyched and ready to go out on tour, put out all this new music, and then we get hit with this pandemic. And so the idea is, like, how do you stay creative and motivated to put out content and digital content in a time where you can't really assemble your stereotypical crew? You can't put together a film crew together in order to shoot a video. So I talked to my this director I've been working with named Nick Peterson. He had directed my previous video, and I'd always wanted to do something animated. And he said, well, this is the perfect time. No one's going anywhere. We are on lockdown. So we ended up hiring an animation team out of Arizona. They were incredible, and Nick and I sort of came together on this idea that we would have this Zoom party between me and my former cast of a show, Greek, that I was on, sort of like, reminiscing about what it would be like to hang out. And we get sucked into this portal, and all of a sudden we're in this animated world. And so I think it really was timely. Obviously it's very topical. People can relate to the Zoom party glitches, when they're talking to friends. So yeah, I think it was just the perfect timing for a video like this.
It really is. And looking at it now, going into the animation, you said that you've always wanted to do that. Was there any particular way that you had wanted this to come out? Did you have some influence on how this looked?
For sure. I mean, I think, as you can tell, it looks a lot like, the Big Mouth sort of style of animation, which I'm a fan of. Love Nick Kroll. I love that style of animation and that 2D animation. And yeah, so, I think that was, a big going in. I think that was kind of like we're all on the same page with that. And we just wanted it to be goofy. We wanted it to be ridiculous, totally inane. The beauty with animation is that you can do whatever you want. You can get into a fight with a superhero in a bar and then, turn into a car and end up on an island with dancing hula girls and, you can do everything. So.
Yeah, I mean, and taking a look at it too, I mean, it's definitely got the Big Mouth feel to it. There also seems to be like a little bit of a video game feel to it almost as well. Was there any influence with that when it came down to it?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of really put it in the hands of the animators and, let them do what they do best. And, we definitely had, sequentially, we had ideas in terms of like what the story would be. We knew we wanted to be in this bar setting, having drinks. I think for a lot of people miss being at the beaches and they miss being at the bars, right? That's like a huge thing, at least in California. We Californians, that's how we feel. So we knew we wanted like an island setting and a bar setting. And we kind of, had to find a way to joint those things together, which is really fun when it comes to animation. So one of my buddies, Paul James, we're in a bar and we get into a bar fight, and then he literally turns himself into a vehicle and we drive off to some island. So that was like the biggest thing, is just discussing like how we wanted it, what the story was going to be. And then I get sucked back into the portal here and end up, back with my fiance, who's not too pleased. And then Jacob comes back in and he's got a second ear on his face because the portal did not work very well. So it was a lot of fun to shoot.
Well, something else you brought up, is just, since you can't work with your entire crew, obviously, what you would normally be doing. And since you're at home, still trying to be creative, is there any one piece of technology you've been utilizing more now that you maybe didn't before?
I'm just getting a lot better at shooting my own interviews, to be honest with you. I've been promoting this new album, and yeah, I mean, I think if there's any lesson during this pandemic in terms of technology, it's that we are getting better at being self-sufficient and learning how to force ourselves, or forcing ourselves to figure it out. So for me, obviously, yes, a lot of Zoom parties. I've ordered we have like 15 ring lights. My fiance is also a an actor and a writer, so she's got ring lights on. She's blogging. She's got ring lights all over the house. So we're basically like a self-sufficient studio here in my home. And at first, I was really frustrated with it, and now it's just like I don't want to ever leave my house again. You need an interview? I can shoot it for you. I can edit it for you right here and send it straight to you. We don't even have to do anything live anymore.
Well, do you think that going forward, as you put out more songs or albums, that you would want to go to this animated route again?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if for the appropriate song, and that's another thing. This song it aligned perfectly. I think musically, it just had this fun appeal. But yeah, with the right record, I think it's great. The thing about animation is it is a little slower than of a turnaround. Just because it's so painstaking, the process. And it does take a lot of time. But so a lot of times people want content so quickly these days. But I would love to do it again. I mean, it was just so much fun, and who doesn't want to see themselves as a cartoon?
Right, exactly. I mean, that's one of the best parts about that. You got to see yourself as a cartoon. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up too is you are doing, talking about this being everything video. You're still interacting with your fans, and you have this exclusive thing that you were doing with them. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and what the application is that you're using to engage with them?
Oh, right. So yeah. So later today, actually, I'm using this new platform called Looped. It's a very streamlined application in which I can communicate with my fans and do essentially this one-on-one virtual meet and greet. I think during this time, another thing is people are just missing seeing live shows, live concerts. And one of the things that we offer during my live show is an exclusive like VIP meet and greet experience. And because they can't do that, we were thinking of how I could also engage and interact with my fans. And this company is really great. They we basically put on ticket sales like a few days ago, and we did like a small number just as a test run. They sold out in less than 24 hours. And basically, people are paying for a one-on-one virtual meet and greet. They'll chat with me for a little bit. We can take a screenshot right there on the app. It's very streamlined. Like you can, there's like 3 buttons on the whole. It's not confusing at all. And yeah, so and then we chat, and then we move on right to the next person. There's like a digital queue. People know where they are in line. They can even chat amongst themselves while they're in line. So it's a really cool company, and I imagine we'll probably be doing a lot more of this sort of thing. And there's a market for it. I think a lot of people, a lot of fans, really miss talking with their favorite people, and I think they're jumping to. They just want to be. They'd love to see us in the flesh. I'm sure out on stage, but this is the next best thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's just how things are adapting, but it's definitely fascinating to see that, and it looks like you're hitting it with the ground running and actually putting out some really amazing stuff during this. And Jesse, I want to say thank you so much. I want to remind everybody, Friends is up right now, so go watch the video. It's a great video. You get to see Jesse as a cartoon and your fellow castmates from Greek. So it's great stuff. And again, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Anytime, Greg. Thank you so much, and I'll make sure to make sure that it's not Jake next time.
Perfect. Jesse, thank you so much.